Joining me now is Dennis Wilson, a research specialist from the Kiamichi Forest Research Station, and we're strolling beneath a Chinese parasol tree, which is one of the Oklahoma champion trees. Tell me a bit about the champion program.
That's correct. This one's a state champion Chinese parasol tree. It was last measured in 2000, and it has definitely grown since then. The program was started by U.S. Forest Service, Oklahoma Department of Agriculture, Forestry, and Food and Forestry, and the Oklahoma Forestry Association. And it was an effort to try to identify outstanding old trees that were in our area around our states and document where those trees were and where we might go to see some of those magnificent old trees.
And I was really surprised to see that in Oklahoma there's 79 recorded champion trees. 31 of those are in McCurtain County here, and I find that to be an amazing number. Tell me why you kind of think so many are in this area.
One thing I think, as far as here in McCurtain County, we have had many graduate foresters that have worked here. As the method in McCurtain County, we've had some major sawmills, and with those foresters have come from all over the U.S. and sometimes the world, and they know outstanding trees when they see them. So I think that was probably the impetus to look at and identify some of those old trees. In most cases, if it was in a logging woods, they were worked around and the trees still exist. But here in Idabel and in Little River National Wildlife Refuge, those are areas that we looked for old hardwoods. That's why those areas were reserved. Here in Idabel, the old part of town was developed quickly. It wasn't landscaped, it was on an upper terrace, and those trees have persisted throughout the life of Idabel for the last 100 years.
And actually there's some really magnificent trees here. And of course, throughout the state, people can learn about where these are located.
Yes, there's a website that we can put more information on how to go to, but that's updated annually. It's probably not updated weekly by any means, but that'll allow people to see, you know, you may have an impressive tree in your fence row, out in your backyard, in your neighbor's backyard, against the barn. It's just a matter of letting somebody know and then going out and taking some measurements and deciding, is that tree as big as you think it is?
Excellent.
151 inches in circumference.
Okay, we're at a sassafrass tree that is potentially our new state champion, so we're taking a couple measurements to see how big it really is. Dennis, when we have a tree that we think might be a champion, what's the process that we need to go through to measure?
Process is to identify somebody that can, first of all, if the species-wise, that you may think you know what it is, but make sure you know what it is, and then have them come out and document the diameter or the circumference in inches, the height of the tree in feet, and then the crown spread based on 2 measurements. And those give us the numbers that we put together to determine state trees. Okay,
and all that information is available on the Oklahoma Forestry Services webpage, so people can learn more about the different measurements and certainly find someone to contact.
That's correct, and also there's the listing of what the current state records are. So, you know, you may think you have a big tree, but look again, because some of those trees are huge. And looking at this tree, it dwarfs us, so this is a very big tree.
This is a huge sassafras. Well, thanks for sharing Oklahoma's champion trees with us here today.